On Thanksgiving, my uncle looked at me and said, "Why are you even here? Nobody wanted to see you." My family laughed, so I stopped paying all their bills and walked out. A week later, I woke up to 25 missed calls. My name is Jack, I'm 31, and for most of my life, I've been the quiet one in my family. I never tried to be the center of attention, never tried to show off, and never expected much in return. But I've always been the one people could rely on. When someone needed help paying rent, I helped. When my cousin's car broke down, I paid for the repairs. When my parents fell behind on their mortgage, I covered it without a second thought. I did it because I believed that family meant something, that helping each other was what we were supposed to do. I never wanted recognition, just respect. But this Thanksgiving, I realized how wrong I was about all of them. Thanksgiving has always been a big thing in my family. Every year we'd gather at my uncle's house. He's the loud type, always cracking jokes, always trying to be the star of the room. My aunt would cook, my cousins would drink, and everyone would talk over each other until it became noise. Still, I always showed up with a smile. I brought gifts, helped with groceries, even covered the catering bill one year when my aunt forgot to order on time. Nobody thanked me, but I didn't care. It was family. This year, though, something felt different. I arrived a little late because I had been finishing some work emails. As soon as I walked in, the room went quiet for a second. Then my uncle looked right at me and said, "Why are you even here? Nobody wanted to see you anyway." For a moment, I thought he was joking. But then I heard the laughter. My cousins were laughing. My own parents smiled awkwardly, as if it was funny. Even my aunt shook her head and said, "Oh, come on. Don't be so sensitive, Jack." I felt something in my chest break a little. I tried to laugh it off, but my hands were shaking. I just sat down quietly at the end of the table. No one noticed I hadn't touched my food. They talked around me like I was invisible. At one point, my cousin started making jokes about how I still live alone, saying I must be married to my job. More laughter. No one stopped him. No one said a word in my defense. When dinner was over, everyone started talking about plans for Christmas. My aunt said she wanted to go somewhere fancy this year, maybe a cabin in the mountains. My uncle said, "Yeah, if Jack pays again, we'll go wherever he wants." Everyone laughed like it was a good joke. I just smiled. But inside I was done. I realized that to them I wasn't family, I was a wallet. That night, when I got home, I sat in my living room and thought about every time I had helped them. I remembered the nights I stayed up doing my cousin's resume because he needed a job. I remembered lending my uncle money to fix his truck when he said he'd pay me back next month. It had been 2 years. I remembered paying my parents' electric bill quietly so they wouldn't be embarrassed. And still, that night, they laughed when someone told me I didn't belong there. So I made a decision. I would stop. No more paying bills. No more helping. No more being the nice guy. They wanted to see what life looked like without me. Fine. I give them exactly that. The next morning, I woke up feeling lighter than I had in years. I went through my phone and canceled every automatic payment I had set up. My uncle's truck loan? Canceled. My parents' utility payments? Gone. My cousin's gym membership I'd been covering since last year? Ended. Felt strange. Like cutting invisible strings that had been pulling me down for too long. I didn't send any messages or announcements. I just vanished from their financial world. For once, I focused on myself. I went to the gym, cooked for myself, read books I'd been ignoring. It was peaceful. Days passed. No one called. I guess they didn't notice right away. But a week later, on a quiet Sunday morning, my phone started buzzing nonstop. When I finally woke up, I saw 25 missed calls. My mother, my aunt, my cousin, even my uncle, the same man who told me nobody wanted to see me, had all tried to reach me. I sat there, staring at the screen, feeling a mix of sadness and satisfaction. Then the messages started coming in. Jack, the power got cut off. Jack, Uncle's truck got taken by the bank. Jack, can you please call us? Jack, we need your help. It was almost funny. The same people who laughed at me for showing up were now desperate to hear from me. I didn't reply. I just put the phone down and went for a walk. The air was cold, but it felt good. Free. I walked past a coffee shop where families were laughing together. And for the first time, I realized that family isn't about blood. It's about respect. And if they couldn't give me that, then they didn't deserve my help. Over the next few days, the calls slowed down. I heard from a friend that my uncle had to sell his truck. My aunt was begging for money from other relatives. And my cousin finally got a job. I didn't feel angry. I just felt done. A week later, my mom finally sent me a message that said, "Jack, I'm sorry about what happened. We shouldn't have laughed that night. We miss you." I read it 3 times. Then I typed back, "I miss you too, but I'm not coming back until you all learn to treat me like family, not a bank account." She never replied, but that's okay, because that night, I slept peacefully, for the first time in years. Sometimes, the people you love the most don't realize your worth until you walk away, and when you finally do, don't look back. If you've ever been taken for granted by family, remember, walking away isn't cruel. It's self-respect. Like and subscribe for more stories like this.